Let's write a love song that doesn't say goodbye. Let's run away for the night.
Hi, I'm Sophie Love. That was a little bit of my first original song I wrote and recorded. Let's Run Away. I'm 18 years old, and this is my journey in the music business so far. So meet my coaches, fellow songwriters, musicians, and fans I've met along the way. Oh, and I'm learning to play different instruments, and I've made some amazing new friends. Thank you for sharing my journey. It's really been a blast, with some challenges along the way. I hope you enjoy Sophie Love Journey Part 1. Music has been a big part of my life since I was little. I was messing around with the piano every time one was near, and I was always singing to music in a car, a mall, a park, and in the shower. Really, nothing's changed as far as that goes. Except I'm playing more instruments than I ever imagined being able to play. I had a voice coach for 3 years. She was preparing me to go with Pepper and John. One day she left, so I got Pepper J's number, and my life was changed for the better in so many ways. Being with Pepper and John has been one of the best things to ever happen to me. What is my big dream? My dream is to create and bring new flavor and happiness to the music industry. When I see professional singers on stage and big stars recording their songs, it becomes even more crystal clear to me that that's where I belong. I want to fulfill the need inside of me to be creating and performing my music. I guess I need to prove to myself, I've got this, I can do all the stuff required to reach my goals. I have what it takes to be the best I can be as a professional level artist. I look forward to sharing my music as a gift to the world in hopes that you're going to love what I do just as much as I do. With my goals, I care about absolutely mastering everything I learn to be the best and as different as I can be. I practice all day, every day, always learning something new, having developed and still always developing my style and my sound. I want to create what I love desperately and be able to make a living doing what I love. More than that, I feel I want to prove to myself I can make my dreams a reality. I want to share my talent with the world. I really want to connect with people through my love of music. I very much enjoy working with John Michael Ferrari. John works with me on different performance skills, my techniques for my voice. We rehearse every day for hours. Of course, we have to take breaks sometimes. But then, if we feel like it, we'll always go back to practicing. He finds all these ways of explaining things to me, no matter what it is. Music, school, life in general. We often work together on my original songs. If I'm not quite sure of the feel of how I'd like the song to be, he always helps in nudging me in the right direction. From new chords, new patterns, to new words. Lately, he's just been giving me chords and he's like, make a song out of this right on the spot. And I'm like, okay, and we just sort of come up with whatever, even though it's silly. It's a lot of fun. There's almost never not a time where he fails in making me laugh when we're supposed to be practicing. He's my buddy, my second dad. I call him Daddio. Anytime he says something that really doesn't make sense, I say, "You're so pretty, Johnny." And we all just start dying of laughter. He's the best coach I could ever ask for and more. I really enjoy working with Pepper J. Sometimes she gives me these different scenarios to act out while I'm singing to help my personality come out. Her doing that, I feel really helps me with my performance skills. One thing I love about her is that she pushes me to be the best I can be every day. Not just with my career, but with other life experiences as well. She always gives her honest opinion, which I highly value. Pepper J always gives me helpful advice. Every time I bring her a new song of mine, she's got all these ideas of how it could be better. More than that, she touches on different things. She also touches on things John teaches me, but her and John are very different, which means they have very different ways of teaching. That's also why I love when she teaches me things. The relationship me and Pepper have built, there's truly nothing like it to describe how different yet amazing it is. She's definitely my second mama, and our feelings are very mutual on that. They get stronger every day, and I'm very blessed and grateful to have that because some don't even get one mom, and I wouldn't want our relationship any other way. Sometimes, even though I practice every day, My brain needs a little refresher. Sometimes I get in the habit of taking little shortcuts that are really not good for my voice. I did that so I could feel like I'm warming up faster. Every once in a while, I practice warming up the right way with Johnny so I could prove to myself if I warm up the right way, I'll be in the pocket much faster. I also practice drums. I'm always practicing what I've learned to try to always learn new fills and new things to try on the drums. I do the same when I practice the bass. I practice new scales, learn new songs just for fun, which allows me to learn new chords on the bass. I'm always learning with new instruments. It's very enjoyable for me. I do it every day of my life. I was introduced to the concept of harmony, which I've never done, and no one's ever done with me before. I've always liked the idea of harmonies. Hearing people sing harmonies always sounds so magical to me. I really didn't quite know what harmony was in the beginning. I honestly wasn't sure if I could do it, but surprisingly, I found it quite easy to adapt to it. It's kind of like a superpower once you really learn how to do it. John Michael Ferrari started teaching me how to pick out harmonies. We would practice every week and all the time like we do anyhow. Soon I just kind of started picking out harmonies on my own, playing with them, starting to develop a feel for them. I had the amazing opportunity to observe Tanya Hancheroff laying down professional backup vocals for John Michael Ferrari's album. She had her own shorthand, which allowed her to lay down beautiful harmonies very quickly. Naturally, I was not perfect at it, and no one is when they're first learning something. If it's something you really love doing, you stick with it no matter how challenging it may be, because you'll eventually pick it up, and it'll become second nature to you. No matter what I'm doing, I'm always trying to perfect my trade, find out what I can do to make myself even better. Now, wherever I am, I can say that I feel confident enough to harmonize with just about anyone. It's a very beautiful art, and I enjoy doing it very much. When I started with John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J, I never really imagined learning bass or drums. I always thought it'd be awesome to do, but was really just wanting to stick with singing and learning how to write songs. One day, Johnny was like,
You know, it's really good to be versatile. Why don't you try drums and see if you like it?
So I did. I tried drums and I ended up really liking it. So I stuck with it for a while, learned lots of songs. I'm still learning. I'm practicing all the time. And one of the first ever drum songs that I've ever learned was called Be My Baby by the Rionettes. A little while down the line, Pepper J got herself a bass because she really wanted to learn. So eventually John asked me,
Do you want to try the bass out?
So he ended up teaching me a song, and immediately I ended up just loving it so much. Then after he taught me the one song, he taught me another, and I became obsessed. So I'm always practicing the bass and drums. My goal with these instruments is to become really good so I can be really versatile with music. So I can play with them when we're out, and so I could maybe even play with other people. Johnny told me, I think you should pick a song you really like to start learning on the guitar. If you do it that way, it'll be enjoyable for you to learn, and it'll be easier for you to pick up. The first song I chose to learn is called Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. Once I learned how to play that fairly well, I started to learn a variety of songs that weren't too hard. By doing that, I learned more chords and had a better feel for rhythmic guitar. For a little bit, I was just focusing on learning chords before I even thought about actually singing it with the guitar. By the end of the first week of learning some new chords, I started trying to sing while playing the guitar. And it really wasn't that difficult because I had already been practicing playing drums and bass while singing at the same time. So when it comes to playing guitar and singing at the same time, if I don't say so myself, I think I'm starting to get pretty decent. And I always look forward to getting better. I practice every day. My guitar has become my best friend and comfort object. I have the opportunity to practice the performance skills Johnny and Pepper teach me. We perform in wineries, restaurants, nightclubs, and house parties for venues. We also perform for groups and private parties. Not only is it fun, but the experience and the exposure is awesome. Pepper J is always getting us places to sing. We love and appreciate her so much. When a gig is coming up, John Michael Ferrari, Pepper J, myself, and our drummer John Nowens, aka Sexy Sticks, rehearse at John Nowens' house in Las Vegas, which is an hour away from where we live. We rehearse as often as we can because our drummer is also a doctor who delivers babies, which is absolutely wonderful. Sexy Sticks is a very talented, organized musician who brings songs alive. I enjoy being around him and watching him do his thing on the drums. Pepper J and John Michael Ferrari introduced me to the School of Rock. They thought it might be something I should try so I could make friends my own age. I'd also experienced working with a band full of kids my age. First, the School of Rock gave me an audition, and they immediately put me in their advanced class. After the first week, I started meeting some new kids who, by the way, weren't my age at all. I was the oldest of the band and basically the mother of the class. So yes, I made a couple friends, none of which my age though. And I am actually still in contact with one of my friends that I made from there. As the week went on, they assigned me some heavy hard rock and even some rap stuff. So I left one of those days, called Pepper and John and was like, "Oh heck no! They're having me do this heavy, hard rock, rap, crazy stuff. It's way out of my comfort zone. I really don't like this." And they said, "We think you should just try it for a little while. We'll be there with you every step of the way. And it's part of your journey, learning your craft to be outside of your comfort zone." Not gonna lie, sometimes learning to sing hard rock got a bit overwhelming. And Johnny would tell me just take it one section of the song at a time. And we did. Actually, once I started learning the hard rock songs, I found it wasn't so difficult after all, and that I could enjoy singing those songs. I stayed the duration of the program, performed several songs at the School of Rock end of the season show, located at the Hard Rock Cafe in Las Vegas, Nevada. All in all, I'd say the School of Rock was a good experience. Sometimes in life, you've got to do things that are out of your comfort zone to get to the top. Pepper and John introduced me to a lot of interesting people. They've been good friends with Anne Marie Crouch, actress, acting teacher, and owner of AMC Talent, for years. I met Anne Marie and her daughter Shea for the first time at Pepper and John's ranch in Nevada, and right away, as soon as me and Shea started talking, something in me just knew that Shea and me needed to be friends. I feel very grateful she's in my life. The first time I went to Nashville, Shea and Anne Marie were also in Nashville, and I stayed with them and their family. We had an adventure, seeing Nashville and doing a bunch of fun things. Shea and Anne Marie bought plane tickets to come back to Pepper and John's ranch and spend my birthday with all of us. That was so much fun. I love her so much. She's my Shea baby. The second time when I went to Nashville, Pepper J and Sherry Carmody talked about how I really need to join the Performing Rights Organization. They belong to ASCAP. Immediately after returning home, I signed up to join ASCAP. I also joined ECO Copyright for my original songs online. It's about me and Shaylin and how two best friends talk about their issues and they just want to escape them for a night. That's what inspired Let's Run Away. During my 3 trips to Nashville with Pepper J and John Michael Ferrari, everywhere we went, I was introduced to music industry people. I'd never know who I was going to meet. I've been blessed to meet many singer-songwriters, a couple of producers, some record label people, but mostly I've made some amazing friends. I've met a longtime dear friend of John Michael Ferrari's, David Anderson. Not only is David an amazing singer-songwriter, but he is the Music City ambassador. Anytime someone is inducted into a museum or Hall of Fame, David Anderson is playing for the crowd. He's amazingly talented in so many ways, and I'm proud and lucky to call him friend. I first encountered John Z. Bowser, an entertaining singer-songwriter, at the Commodore Grill. The whole time John was on stage, we were looking at each other, laughing as hard as we could. When he was singing, he was looking right at me, and it made it feel like his whole show was just for me. And after his show, we talked, and we became really good friends. John is like a big brother to me. I'm really happy I have John Bowser in my life. John and Pepper also introduced me to Ridge Banks, a very talented singer-songwriter. Turns out he's extremely pleasant to be around. He also has the most awesome cat named Marley. Marley and me are birthday twins. I love that cat. My 2 favorite songs by Ridge Banks are Half a Mile from Normal and Prisoner 18152. Ridge has kind of a rugged acoustic rock style. I love it. The Nashville women I've met are awesome. Sherry May Carmody, a wonderful talented songwriter with a unique way with words. I'm proud to call her a good friend of mine. We've written a song together called Light This Girl on Fire. I really like Sherry's songs. One of my favorite songs by her is I Should Have Kissed You. Another is called The Edge. Randy Driscoll created and hosts Randy's Revival at the classy and beautiful Cambria Hotel. I felt so lucky to perform on stage with John Michael Ferrari and to enjoy her performance also. Before everyone started playing, John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J interviewed Randy, and I learned a lot about her and then got to know her a bit. Randy is very sweet and so talented. She plays the piano and sings. Also, Randy has the best Randy's Revival hats, and I enjoy wearing it. Since we all made friends with her, she came to support us when we performed at the 12 Key Saloon. That was so nice. I also met songwriters Justin Love and Scott Barrier at Randy's Revival. They're talented singer-songwriters. Justin and I even talked about writing a song together, but we think our styles are just too different. I'm glad I'm acquainted with him, though. He's very nice. The first time I met Ray Ligon was at Pepper J's and John Michael Ferrari's ranch in Pahrump. He had come to celebrate John's album release party for his My Heart Can't Breathe album. During my second trip to Nashville, I stayed with him and we talked a lot every day. Just got to know him better. He's become a really good friend of mine. I love his personality. Now he lives in Pahrump, Nevada, across town. I finally got to meet Tara Nami on my third trip to Nashville. John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J told me so many great things about her and how they just absolutely love her and her songs. So it kind of felt like I knew her already. I became a big fan of Taryn's happy music. She's definitely just as sweet as her music. If anything, sweeter. I even bought one of her songs, Are You Looking For Me? I love it so much. It makes me feel so safe, loved, and calm. I'm hopeful that one day I'll get to know Tara Nami more and become better friends with her. I adore you, Tara Nami. And all those awesome people I just talked about weren't even everyone I met. Shea and I live in 2 different states, me in Nevada and her in Tennessee. During my second visit to Nashville, Shea and I started writing a song together. Since I stay pretty busy performing in Nashville, Shea and I only had part of a day to begin writing a song. My story for our song was fake, which made it a bit more challenging. We ended up coming up with a start. By that I mean, we came up with a verse, a bridge, a chorus, but something about it just didn't feel right to me. Shea and I left our song alone for 5 months due to some personal issues and just life, being busy. Plus, I preferred to wait till I was with Shea again in person. I feel there's a better connection doing it that way. During my third trip to Nashville, I felt I was better prepared to give our song another shot. During all those months away from Nashville, with the help of John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J, I became better, knowledgeable in both songwriting and playing better chords on the guitar. When Shea and I had sat down to finish our song, no ideas were flowing. So we both came to the agreement that it's better we change the whole story. We started talking about how we wanted it to be, and everything just started flowing better. This time, Shea and I had a full day to create a whole new song. So I started messing around on the guitar, and I was able to come up with some chords that fit the words to our new song. From then on, it made it way easier to finish our song. There were some points where we did have to take a break to keep brainstorming. Walk around, get a snack, because it's pretty hard to think when you're hungry. After our breaks, we came back and said, we've got to finish this song. Our song that we wrote is called Light This Girl on Fire. And I'll be recording Light This Girl on Fire in my 4th trip back to Nashville. I'm so excited. It's been a pleasure riding with you, Shea. I love you, girl. When I stayed with Ray Ligon during my second trip to Nashville, out of the blue, I had a random thought. I kind of want to start writing a song about Cinderella as if she were in a country song. Later that night, Ray and I were in his music room, and he asked me, "What do you feel like doing?" That's when I told him about my Cinderella idea and asked if he wanted to work on it with me. We started asking each other questions. Then ideas finally started flowing, and I believe we finished the song in one night by 3 a.m. Ray seemed to like the song because he asked me if we could change some words so that he could feel more comfortable singing it also. I agreed, so we ended up with 2 versions, If the Shoe Fits, for me to sing, and If the Boot Fits, for Ray to sing. My first song that I co-wrote with John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J is my single, Let's Run Away. Both John and Pepper helped me move things around, take words out, better educate me on song structure, and all the important little technical things. Like how long a verse typically is, or different ways to move your song around if your verses aren't quite long enough. Just little ins and outs. Almost every song I write now, when I bring it to them, they're always helping me with it. Like, when I kind of know how I'd like it to be, but I'm not too sure about certain chords, or I'd like to find better chords that I may not know about yet. Johnny's really good at helping me with that. Or if I like all my chords I've got in my song, but I want to try a different key for my voice. He's very, very good at composing it into a different key for me. I very much enjoy and appreciate having the opportunity to work with John and Pepper. I'm very, very lucky to have them in my corner. The first couple times I went to Eli Beaird Music Group, it was to experience the entire recording and mixing process as they recorded John Michael Ferrari's songs. I was able to observe how the producer, Pepper J, communicates everything to the session leader, including musical transitions and riffs she wants to keep from the demo work tape, and then the session leader communicates with the musicians. It was such a magical thing to experience how everybody works so fast together, how you have to be organized and know exactly what you're doing. The expression, time is money, is very true in this scenario. You have to know exactly what you're looking for. There are so many particular things that matter, but if you're prepared, everything should go seamlessly. You should enjoy the creative process of it all. I know I enjoyed it so very much. During my first 2 trips to Nashville, I was only singing backup for John Michael Ferrari and Ray Ligon, which was great and all, but this 3rd trip was more special because not only did I still get to sing backup for John Michael Ferrari and some other singers, this time I had the opportunity to record my own song, Let's Run Away, written by myself, John Michael Ferrari, and Pepper J. We recorded at Eli Beaird Music Group studio. I'm 18 years old, and this was the most extraordinary experience of my life so far. It was extra thrilling because it was finally my turn to see Pepper J, the music producer, in action, communicating and running everything for my song, and to have the pleasure of working with some of the best studio musicians in Nashville. I was extremely blessed and lucky to have my coaches there with me, every step of the way. John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J always had my back. Johnny was filming for memories, and Pepper communicated with me so she could relay what I wanted to the musicians for the session leader, Eli Beaird. First, all the musicians get situated, take a few minutes to warm up, and set up. Eli Beaird handed all the musicians the Nashville charts he created with Pepper J in pre-production. Then, they gather with their notepads and writing utensils as they listen to the work tape demo we gave the studio. After Eli gave them some instructions, they all went to their rooms while Jim LeBlanc, my tracking engineer, got me all set up with the headset and mic to lay a scratch vocal track down for them. After the layered tracks were done, we listened to them to see what needed to be tweaked before we were ready for vocals and mixing. After we were done tweaking, we had a few hours before we had an opportunity to join our vocal engineer, Rob Lane, for professional vocals. I felt a bit nervous, but mostly excited. When it came time to do the serious vocals, I must have sung the vocals at least 30 times or more. That's what it felt like anyway. But that's okay, because I really wanted them to be as close to perfect as we can get. John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J were with the vocal engineer making sure everything went smoothly. I felt much more content having them both there with me. The next day, we went back to Eli Beaird's studio for mixing. After Rob Lane laid down the first edit pass, Johnny, Pepper, and I joined him for a listen. As soon as I hit play, the biggest smile appeared on my face. I loved it so much and really couldn't believe that my dreams were coming true right in front of my eyes. After an hour of mixing, my song, Let's Run Away, was born. The studio sends you your demo right away. So the whole way home, I was listening to it because it was so surreal to me and it felt like I was dreaming. When we returned home from Nashville, we took Let's Run Away to John's studio just to make sure we really didn't want to change anything. The professional recording of Let's Run Away wouldn't have been possible without the support of my mommy, my dad, and my second set of parents, John Michael Ferrari and Pepper J. Thank you to all my friends and fans. I love you all so much. Thank you all for your endless support. I appreciate you more than you know. I feel all the musicians and sound and mixing engineers never get enough credit. So I want to give a big thanks to drums, Evan Hutchings, bass, Eli Beaird, electric, Troy Lancaster, steel, Andy Ellison, piano, Billy Nobel, acoustic, Pat McGrath, and finally Jim LeBlanc, my fabulous tracking engineer, and Rob Lane was my magic man vocal mixing engineer. Let's Run Away, produced by Pepper J. I loved this experience and can't wait to do it again.
Away, run